reader. Any power you want to tell us about?
I don't have one. I just saw the ad.
You're in.
Ever since the news broke about Disney acquiring Fox, there's been a steady fear of a Deadpool going to Disney and what that's going to do to the Deadpool franchise. I don't really have a fear of that, and I'm going to try to assuage any fears that you guys may have of it. One of the big things I hear is that Disney's going to, screwing up the character, of course, but make him PG-13. Maybe just throw him headlong into the MCU and take away what's special about Deadpool. Or that Disney will simply cancel the series once they acquire Fox because it doesn't line up with their family-friendly marketing. I've also heard that, there's fears that Disney will scrap Fox Studios altogether. And I don't buy any of that. One thing, Deadpool makes a shit ton of money. And I've read online about there was some kind of analyst guy who Hollywood analyst, and he writes and tracks everything that the studios do, and he seems to think, and I agree, that the acquisition of Fox is actually a great opportunity for Disney to diversify itself, so they can actually have a branch that can specialize in rated R material, and they can use all of the IPs they're going to be getting from Fox and leave it with Fox. I actually think Fox Studios is going to remain Fox Studios. It's just going to have a parent company of Disney, much like Pixar and Lucasfilm and Marvel does. And I don't know where those fears come from, other than, it's Disney, so let's try to shit on them a little bit. I don't know. That doesn't make sense for Disney to do all that. There's too much money to be made. And as Bob Iger himself has said, that there's room for an R-rated brand like Deadpool under the Disney umbrella. That doesn't mean that Disney is going to directly, use the Deadpool character and make Deadpool movies, but they can keep Fox Studios so they can keep a distance from that. So that way, when parents, hey, we can sit, it says Disney on it, we know it's safe for our kids, and that kind of that kind of brand can remain intact. Now, there will be certain rules that the Deadpool staff itself, the people that are actually making the movies, writing the movies, producing them, directing them, there's going to be rules they're going to have to follow. They're going to have to, the storylines and all that are probably going to have to meet some kind of approval from Marvel itself. That way nothing conflicts with the MCU. As far as characters they use and all those kind of things. Because the X-Men are going to be part of the MCU. I may make a whole different video about that, but I'm convinced of that. So, X-Men, Fantastic Four, those are family-friendly, PG-13 type of storylines and characters that the MCU and Marvel would be stupid not to have as part of the MCU. But, yeah, so Deadpool's going to have to, what they didn't have to do before, they're going to have to make sure, run things by Marvel, make sure that they're not stepping on any toes there. But for the most part, they're going to be allowed to create what they want, use characters that don't necessarily jive with the MCU, or something that's not going to be used for the MCU, or possibly a new Fantastic Four franchise or anything like that. But that's part of the genius of Deadpool. You could take all these side characters like Juggernaut that's not going to get a lot of play, and bringing them into the world of Deadpool, which will be awesome. The only thing I truly fear about Deadpool isn't Disney, actually. Is Deadpool going to run its course? After I saw Deadpool 2, that's one of the things that kind of worried me a little bit, that they're going to depend too much on, breaking the fourth wall to cover up for possibly bad writing, bad jokes, bad CGI. And is this thing going to run its course like a lot of other action comedies did in the past? I mean, you think of like Beverly Hills Cop 2, 1 and 2, for instance, were great, but 3 sucked balls. And if you look at the Lethal Weapon franchise, 1 and 2 were great. Third was, a big disappointment. Wasn't that great. 4 was okay. They brought in Chris Rock and Jet Li to try to spice things up, but, it wasn't that great. It wasn't as great as it was in the beginning. And I think that's the real fear for me when you look at an action comedy, which that's what Deadpool is. They tend to run out of steam, and they keep reusing old tropes like breaking the fourth wall, which is, that's what Deadpool's known for. I understand that, but how many times can you repeat, rinse and repeat, and still come up with the same kind of laughs and the same kind of excitement, over and over again? And, I know they're going to go into the X Factor stuff, and hopefully, bringing new characters in, characters you thought you would never see. And so that could be a part of what keeps this thing alive more than, they got more opportunity than the people in Beverly Hills Cop and the people that made Lethal Weapon, or, movies like Rush Hour that which completely ran out of steam. So they do have an advantage in that regard. So there's hope there, but I still worry about it. That's my only one real worry when it comes to Deadpool. So stop worrying. Enjoy the damn movie. Stop worrying so much about Disney. They do great work. It's a great company. When it's time to kick him in the balls, hey, I'll kick him in the balls. Until then, shut up. So thanks for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'll be back with something eventually. Thanks for watching. Bye.